Welcome to the Central Florida Computer Society and the Sarasota Technology User Group Windows Special Interest Group, or WinSIG, for Sunday, February 8th, 2026. I'm Hewie Poplock. I kind of steer this thing, but we do a lot of discussion and we go over a lot of news and items. Let me go ahead. This is Hewie.net. And you'll see here I have a WinSIG page, and on that WinSIG page, I put the items that we're going to cover today. So you can go back and look up any of the items that I cover or we cover. I also I try to take a few minutes for each month and put some kind of a picture that represents what we're talking about. You'll see here as we for the 2 months that I have. And then in the last 6 months of last year, you can see mastering file organization. Here's File Explorer, or no, that's the start menu, and so on. So I try to put a few things in. I hope you look at them, but let's go ahead and come back here. And then you'll see that after we do the session, when I get time to go ahead and edit it, I post it on YouTube, and then I put a link to it right underneath the notes so you can go and see what we talked about and you can watch. So let's go to item number one, which is you can now create AI generated coloring books in Microsoft Paint. And that's where this picture came from. But let's take a look at this article. And I have to hit, let's see, F9. So you can go now to Paint and tell it you want to create a coloring book page, a coloring book, and then print it out. You yourself can go in and put colors in, or you can give it to your grandchildren when they're visiting so they have something to do. So let's take a look at Paint. If you haven't done that in a long time, let's see. It's easier to find it this way. Um, Here. And there's Paint. You full screen it. Now I got to remember how I found coloring book. I think it was in Copilot. No, I got to remember how I did it. Well, we may have to go back and read the article first before we do this, but yeah, we're going to have to. I did it. Now I don't remember how I did it. Maybe it was layers. No. So let's go ahead and minimize this and bring the article back up. Oops, it's here. And there's the article. Let's see how we do it. Microsoft CEO recently went on record to saying that AI still needs to prove its worth if society is to adopt it. A new Microsoft Paint feature currently rolling out to Windows Insiders. It's actually available because I was able to do it. You can then choose which image you want. So let's see. Uh, Coloring book feature is exclusive to Copilot plus PCs. Oh, I couldn't do it. That's right. Because I don't have a Copilot PC. So I guess I wasn't able to. I thought I could. As well as Paint's new coloring book feature, Microsoft has improved its write, rewrite, summarize, and AI functionality in Notepad. I was able to do it. Um, Generate, maybe that's where it is. Let's go ahead and do this. We'll try one more time. And Paint is here. And going to edit, view. Let's see, where do you generate? New. Okay, let's do new. And I don't see how I did it. Image creator. Try that. And so, oh yeah, there. Try a cat walking in the woods. Or how about color? Just let's do coloring book. And that doesn't seem to do anything. Let's try this. Choose a style. There we go. No selection. Charcoal in ink sketch. Let's try that. Could not generate high quality content right now. Wait a bit and then try again. We waited a bit. Well, I'm not going to waste time. I'm not sure if I've got the ability. I thought I did, but let's come back to here and here. Okay, so maybe if you've got a Microsoft or a Copilot Plus computer, you might want to check that out.
Oh, how
Oops.
Huey?
Uh, I activated my Copilot. Somebody has a question?
Yeah, Huey. Um,
Yeah.
if you look at my screen, you'll see that I've got a coloring book image of myself up there. Um, you can do a coloring book of any graphic that you want, really. If you go out to Gemini, I've done it with Gemini. I'm sure you can do it with ChatGPT and Copilot as well. But you just load the image that you want and you say, make this into a coloring book image, and it'll turn it into a coloring book for you.
Okay. Let's let's see. Let me go ahead. I'll open up this and go to Gemini and I'll upload a file and we're going to upload um, documents and now we want desktop and we'll take where's try to find it here. Well, let's take anything that's here. Uh, Why isn't that showing me the meeting for this meeting? Oh, there it is. Okay. We'll take this and we're going to tell it,
Yeah, say create a coloring book version of the provided image.
not a real good image to do it with, but
It didn't work.
nope. All right. Well, anyway, you can try that as well.
Yeah, it works well with photographs.
Yeah, with a photograph it would. Okay. And we'll come back here. And the next item is Microsoft releases second emergency Windows 11 update to fix Outlook crashes. They've had so many problems this month. I'm not running any of the updates because I'm not sure where they're at with if they've fixed everything or not. It had to do with Outlook, and if you don't use Outlook, you probably weren't having an issue anyway. And I have it installed, but I'm not using it. I've been using Thunderbird for the last several months, thanks to Drew. But I do occasionally hit the Outlook button by mistake, or I just open Outlook, and so I don't want it to crash. So I I have not been doing the updates. Let's see. These Windows commands are easy to learn, but make a big difference. So command prompts. And what it is a whole list of shut down or reboot. Shutting down your computer through the start menu is easy, but it's useful to know the commands of doing this in an alternate way. So to shut down the computer, it's you use the S flag, and then to restart your computer, you use the R flag under shutdown. And to show you that, I'm just going to come to my desktop, and I have right here is restart and shutdown. So I have the restart, and let's look at the, let's see, run a file location properties. You'll see here that I have shutdown.exe/R for restart. Then I also have a slash, a space, and then a /T, which means time. And then I have a space and then a 0, which means do it right now. So if I clicked on that button right now, I would restart my computer. And then what I also did is I changed the icon, and I found this one, and that's the one I'm using. And then for cancel, and then for shutdown, we'll come here and look at run as, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Whew.
You just did it.
No, I'm back. Oh, no, I'm back. What I wanted to do is, we're still on, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I want to
property.
I want to go to properties. And this one is /S/T0. So the /S is to shut down, and then the T0 is to do it right away. So I use both of them. And again, that one I went and I changed the icon, and
Well,
I found something, but you
Huey,
can
why
pick
do you
anything you want.
why do you not have a space there between the T0 and you
It
did?
should be. It should.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, and it won't make any difference though. Okay. So anyway, so I have these right on my desktop. So anytime I want to restart, I just click there and it restarts. I don't have to go looking for uh uh where you go to the power choices and find restart and do it. So let's go back to the article now. Those are just a couple of them. And you get to them, by the way, you do a search here and do a command, CMD, and hit the command prompt. And then you type in whatever, all the ones that they're giving us here, this is where you would type them in. And then what I did is I then copied what I put here, copied it, and then pasted it in a shortcut. And that's how I created the shortcut. So let's get out of this, and we're going to take a look at the article. It's got some more things here on shutdown. You've got all kinds of choices of things that you can do. You can abort a system shutdown. You can so you can create a whole bunch of different items if you so choose. So you can have here's a shutdown. So it's a shutdown time of 600 seconds. I think it's seconds. And it just might be numbers that it counts. But it would then wait a while before it does the shutdown. There are some other things here. There's a scan now, which is a system file checker. And check disk. For those of you who've been around a long time, you can do that from here. You do a check disk and then C:, and then /F/R. There are other ones here that it lists. So there's a whole bunch of different things that you can do. Winget, install, fast fetch. So you can install a program from here using Winget. And we've talked about that before. I think, Drew, didn't you do a video on WinGet? I guess he's not listening. But I'm quite sure he did. And then some run box commands. I got a video going here, so I got to turn that off. Run box commands. So you can, a char map brings up the character map. So this is a nice one to have. Control C. I copied it. And now what we're going to do is command prompt and char map. And there's your character. And then you can actually make that into a shortcut and then be able to bring that up. So at any time, if you talk about temperatures a lot in your emails, you want to have degrees, you just click here, tell it to copy, and then when you type something, and you type in 73 and tell it to paste, Control V, and there's 73 degrees. Whoops, I don't want to do that. I just want to minimize that, and we'll close that out and close that. And so there's all kinds of different things that you can use in the command prompt and go back, and then it's just like using the old DOS. So with that, we're here, and let's go ahead and stop the share and see if there's any other discussions before we go back. Come on. There we go. Okay, any comments?
Yes.
Go ahead, Steph.
What is a Copilot PC plus PC computer? I have a computer, I got Copilot, I have that icon on the right side. Does that make it, or is there something special about it?
A Copilot Plus is one of the newer computers that Microsoft has designated as a Copilot Plus computer.
Oh, okay. So if you have an old one, you probably don't have it. Okay.
You have Copilot. You don't have a Copilot built into the system.
Copilot
Thank you.
systems, I think, have a special chip that most
Yes.
computers don't have. I can't remember if it's called I can't remember the name of it.
Is it just Microsoft Surface that has it?
No.
And let's see, Joe just put something in the chat that if you look under his picture, he took my photo and made a coloring book of it. So you can do a screen capture of that and color me whatever color you want to color me. Detlef, your hand is up.
Yeah, the problem with the Windows update last month, what most people use it, or how most people noticed it, was when they used the Outlook program. I don't use Outlook at all, so it never affected me. Then when I checked into it after you talked about it on Tech for Senior, I checked on mine and it wouldn't update anymore after that. And so I was affected even though I didn't use Outlook. And I ended up spending about 6 hours going through all of the fixes and finally had to reinstall Windows 11.
Oh
So
gosh.
there were other things that were affected too, but they weren't obvious.
Okay, so I'm glad I haven't updated because I think I'm still on here.
Yeah, well, the update after that works. The one after I think it was 409. That's the one that caused the problem if you put that one in. But if you just go to the next update, the one that they're using now, it fixes the problem that the one before that created.
Whoops, I did the wrong thing here. Hang on a second. Trying to do too many
Gene
things
has
at once.
his hand up.
Yeah, go ahead, Gene.
I was just curious, Huey, how do you create that shortcut from the command?
Are you writing a bat file, or is there a right click that
No,
create
no,
shortcut?
hang on 1 second. I just made somebody a co-host that I shouldn't have. No, I did. Yeah, I did. Uh, revoke co-host permission. And then I need to give Drew, who left us and then came back, a co-host. And then I will show you. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's go ahead and share my screen. Okay, and we're going to do a command prompt. And then
into the Google Home app.
let's see if I've got the command here. No, I don't, but it's I'm just trying to think of the word. Startup, I believe, isn't it?
Shutdown
Oh, shutdown. Okay.
and /R for restart.
Yep, yep. Shutdown. Come on. Shutdown /S for shutdown, or R. Let's do the R. And then I did /T/0. So I'm going to take this and copy it.
That's
And
for
then
restart. You got an R for restart.
yes, that's fine. Either one. We're going to just show you how you do this. So then I am going to come back here and minimize this. And on my screen, I am just going to right mouse click and I am going to say new shortcut.
Yeah.
Type the location of the item. I don't have the location, so it may not work. I may have to go browse for it, but let me go ahead and say next. And then name it. And then that was going to be restart. And say finish. And yeah, it already exists. Do you want to replace it? No. So we'll just call it restart 2 and finish. And there it is. Of course,
Then
I'm not
if you look
going
at the properties there, it would just show the command line running.
Yeah, but let me show you what the line should be. 222 properties. Oh, it picked it up and it knows that it is where it is. So yeah.
If you double click on it, what it should do is open up a box very quickly and then close it and immediately start shutting down, rebooting.
Yeah.
The only other thing that I tend to put on the command line is a /F to force everything to close.
Yeah, and all of the in the article, let me bring that back up here now. And here, and then we'll come back up to this article. Shut down or reboot. It's here, but it gives you what all of the things you can do, and you can shut down with the T, or you can add other things to it. So you want to look at this, and it tells you what you should and could do. What's the one you suggested, Drew?
F.
The one that forces the shutdown.
Shut down the computer /S.
/F.
There's, I think it's an F.
Yeah.
S is shut down the computer. It's right here.
No, F is in Frank.
F is in Frank.
It may not be in that video.
Combined with a shutdown out to cause the next boot to go to the firmware. No, that's FW. So I don't see an F.
No, it's not in that picture. But if you do a shutdown /?, you'll get more options.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a complete listing of all the options.
Yeah, it
Okay.
is
It's a
there.
forward
Yeah, it's
slash,
right
yeah.
at the end. If you look on the right, in the top right of that window, you
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, right here.
There you go. It's just the
Yeah, so
bottom of
if-
that screen is
Yeah.
cropped off before it
So if
gets.
we come back
Yeah.
here and do the command prompt, and then which one let's see,
It was,
it's shutdown. Was it /?
Yeah.
possibly.
Yeah,
And then
force running application to close without forewarning users. The F parameter is implied when a value greater than 0 is specified for the T parameter.
right. So if you actually say T1, that's 1 second, and it will imply the /F.
Yeah,
So a T0, a T1 might be better than a T0.
You can
And
get
then
the
you don't
help
need the
command
F.
just by typing help. If you type help, they'll give you all the different commands about anything, and then you can pick whichever one you want to get more on.
yep. Okay, great. Go back to the WinSIG. So that's this article and this article. These window commands are easy. Okay, and Microsoft adds more AI features to Notepad. And F9, thank you, Dick. PC World reports that Microsoft's latest Windows 11 preview update, so I'm not sure whether they've got it yet, will bring AI text generation and improvement tools to Notepad, similarly to chatbot functionality. The update also expands Markdown support, and AI features remain optional. It can actually be disabled in the settings. So I'm not sure whether it's out yet or not. Let me bring up. And let's see if we've got AI here at all. Edit. No, I don't see anything yet. Well, the Copilot is here. Yeah, so you can do some things here. So if I let's take this paragraph here, copy it, Control C, and then come back to Alt Tab. Here, and then Control V, and then highlight it. Whoops. Highlight it and say rewrite. And there you go. So you can do that right in Notepad now without having to leave it and go open up AI, any of the AIs. You can do it directly from Copilot. And of course, last time let's see, I want to cancel and close that. I also mentioned that when I say, hey, Copilot.
Hey there. Excited to dive into whatever you've got on your mind. What are we chatting about today?
I'm just demonstrating you. I will shut you off.
Absolutely, that's no problem at all. Whenever.
So I have to be, it just, every once in a while when I say the word Copilot, it pops up. So I have to be very careful. And sometimes it starts talking to me when I don't want it to. And I've had it hear something on TV and start it up as well. Okay. Microsoft adds AI features to Notepad. We got that. Okay. Windows Secure Boot Certificate Expiration and CA. So this is a Windows Secure Boot Certificate Expiration. And see, what is Secure Boot? It's a security feature. Let me F9. Will that work? Yes. Okay. It's a feature in Unified Extensible Firmware, or UEFI, It's the interface, based on firmware that helps ensure that only trusted software runs during the device's boot. It works by verifying the digital signature of the pre-boot software against a set of trusted digital certificates. Yeah, we're getting a little bit more involved than most of you really care about. So we're not going to get into this too much, but Secure Boot was first introduced in Windows 8. And so certificates are expired. Some of them are expiring in 2026. So let's see what it says about that. These original certificates are nearing their expiration date, and your device is effective if it has any of those listed certificate versions. To continue running Windows and receiving regular updates for your secure boot configuration, you'll need to update these certificates. And it gives a list of them. I'm not sure if does it tell us how we do that. During the renewal of the Microsoft UEFICA 2011 certificate, two certificates separate the bootloader. So it goes in a little more detail than some of you may want to know. But what do you actually do? Important. Without the updates, Secure Boot enabled Windows devices risk not receiving security updates or trusting new bootloaders, which will compromise both serviceability and security. So I guess just do your updates and it should take care of this. Is that the way anybody else understands it? Let me go ahead and stop the share. Is that how anybody else interprets that, Detlef?
I'm sorry, just coughed.
Oh, okay. Any comments? I guess most of us, at this point, we're just going to have to wait till somebody tells us what to do, because I am not sure either.
No, a lot
Okay,
of
let's
web pages use that CA authority to make sure they're HTTPS. I don't think that's the same file for secure boot that the browsers use, but I don't know. But like you said, I would expect a Windows update to be maintaining those things.
Yeah,
Not
I would
something you
think
have
so.
to manually do.
Okay, so let's go back and share the screen. And go to the next article. Let's see, I want to close that. Okay, 15 best Copilot tips for Outlook, Excel, Word, Teams, and PowerPoint. Let's take a look at those. I had blockers on. I don't want to disable it. I will do that, and I will F9. Can you imagine shaving hours off your work week by simply asking AI to handle your most tedious tasks? It's no longer a fantasy, it's the reality of Microsoft Copilot and the AI assistant reshaping how we work in 2026. Of course, Copilot is similar to ChatGPT and Perplexity and Gemini and so on. So this guy dives into 15 must-know tips and tricks that will help you unlock the full potential of Copilot. And so it's TLDR stands for too long, didn't read. So here's the takeaways from the article. Microsoft enhances productivity across Microsoft 365 apps by automating tasks, streamlining workflows, and improving collaboration and tools like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Teams, and Outlook. Copilot's chat feature allows, stop it. Copilot's chat feature allows users to customize responses, automate recurring tasks, analyze files, and even create videos, making it a versatile tool for various needs. In Outlook, CP simplifies email and calendar management with features like inbox summaries, automated email drafting, and optimized meeting scheduling. Excel users can use CP for advanced data analysis. And I'm saying CP, by the way, because it keeps coming up and turning on. So I'm going to say CP improves the collaboration in Teams. I don't use Teams, but so here are some features. You can adjust response depth, personalize instruction, automate task execution, file grounding, and creation, video creation. And boosting efficiency in Outlook, unlocking Excel's potential, enhancing PowerPoint presentations, streamlining work in Word. A lot of you use Word more so than some of the other ones. So can rely on CP to draft, edit, and format documents with precision and efficiency, making it an indispensable tool for content creation. Agent mode, quickly create and edit documents based on prompts or existing files, reducing the time spent on manual drafting and formatting. Content refinement, improve clarity, grammar, formatting with AI-powered suggestions tailored to your writing style, and then template customization. So you can actually create templates. And then there's something with Teams, and that's that article. Any hands up? I don't see any. So let's go to the next item. I started using Microsoft Excel with Copilot, and it's been a game changer. This is not me. This is somebody else's article. So let's F9. It's no secret that Excel has been this person's reliable, if sometimes tedious, partner in data analysis. What used to be a 20-minute struggle with pivot tables and data formatting became a 20-second conversation with an AI assistant. I thought Excel was enough to handle my workload, but I was missing the layer of intelligence that turns raw data into actionable insights instantly. And so you can unlock it in Excel. It's quite easy. You come up with and click it within Excel. You take something like this that's got information in it, and its integration into Office apps has been bumpy. And this person spent the first morning refreshing his ribbon and wondering where his new AI assistant was hiding. First things first, you don't need to buy a separate Copilot Pro license anymore if you're on the right plan. Microsoft now bundles Copilot directly into Microsoft 365 personal and family plans. If you're already a subscriber, you're likely already have access to it. So even if you have the subscription, your Excel needs to be up to date. So I went to File, Account, Update Options, and clicked Update Now. So if you're on Microsoft 365 Family Plan, make sure you're the admin of the group. If you're a member, Copilot won't appear in your Office apps. Okay. So there are many of them. And you can see here what I found. It says, you asked, what is this formula doing? Referring to the selected cell in your Excel file, specifically sheet 2 F39. And then the formula in F39 it shows you what it is, and it tells you that this switch function to convert a number from cells G19 into the name of a month. And then it tells how it works. So once the Copilot icon lit up on my ribbon, I stopped thinking about Excel as a grid of numbers and started treating it like a conversation. So if you're using Excel or any of the Microsoft 365 apps, go ahead and play with the Copilot in that app. So the reality is Excel hasn't changed, but the way we interact with it has. I used to think of being an Excel expert meant knowing most of the formulas. Now I realize it means knowing how to get the answer the fastest. Copilot didn't replace my skills, it unlocked them. So if you ever required a Microsoft 365 plan and haven't tried the integrations yet, this person's advice is simple. Stop avoiding and start exploring. Aside from Copilot, you should also start exploring Python integration to fly through tasks. Well, I'm not going to go into Python, which is a coding language, and you don't have to do that. So on that, let me go ahead and stop the share. Is anyone using Copilot within their, come on, within their Microsoft 365 documents or spreadsheets? Anybody doing that?
I've used it in PowerPoint, but I very seldom use PowerPoint anymore since I found a much nicer way to have Gemini already do everything for me.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, well, I've been trying to use it more and more. I have found, especially in Word, I'm using it more, and I have done it a couple of times in Excel because I wasn't quite sure how to do something, and it sees what's on your page, so you can ask it questions about that particular spreadsheet. So, it's like having an expert next to you, and you say, "How do I do this?" And it'll tell you using your data that's on that spreadsheet. So if you haven't played with that, good idea to try it. Okay, we're doing good for time. And let's go back to, let's see, I want to share.
Huey, I think this last episode was a little too much for Christopher Nance.
I saw that. Yeah, he's not the only one that's happened to. In fact, when we did the cruises and we had presentations on the cruise, somebody took a picture of me in one of the seats on the ship, sound asleep during the presentation. So it happens to all of us.
Huey, that only works for the Microsoft products, not like Office Libre or the Google Docs, that kind of thing.
I'm going to say
Google Docs, you have Gemini. Gemini will do the same thing for Google products that Copilot will do for Microsoft products.
But each one is in their own specific genre. Then.
It's integrated.
So Copilot's doing the
That's a good
Gemini
is
designed to integrate.
Copilot is integrated into Google and
similar to how Copilot works within Microsoft.
We started somebody's computer.
Yeah, we sure did.
Sorry.
Let's see. I want to.
If you want to work with.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm. Let me go to Chrome. Hang on just a moment, and we'll come back to that. And we're going to. Whoops. Come on, Huey. Hit the plus. And then we're going to go to Google Docs. And let's see if I got something here that okay, we'll do this. So we got this article, and you've got Gemini up here in Chrome, which even if you're well, let's say, so if you're in a Google Doc, you do this, and it says, "Where should we start? What kind of questions can I ask?" Okay, let's do that. Let's make this bigger. No, that doesn't make that bigger. It only makes the document bigger. So I'm going to bring that back down. And it says that you can ask me for a wide variety of questions about the document, assistance with your personal data, writing and research, drafting, fast checking. So you can do everything right here. So you can say uh, rewrite this.
There's a tab at the lower left on that where you typed in something. It looks like it might open it bigger if you want. The lower left corner, little arrow. See that little arrow right there? I think that might open it up.
Yeah. No, that just gives you.
Yeah, it didn't open it up anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Okay, but it rewrote the article, so you can do. Yes, you can do it right. The same as I was saying with the Microsoft Office, you can do with Gemini and Google Docs. Did somebody have a comment?
Yeah. One of the things you can do with Gemini, I like to work with Gemini, but I also like to work with the Microsoft Office products. So I'll have Gemini create something, but of course it will only create it in Google Works. And then I go to Google Works and open up what it's created, and I do a save as, and it'll save it as an Excel file if I wanted to. And then I work with it in Excel because I like Excel better than I like the Google stuff. But
Yeah, there's
you can do that. So just a thought.
and in something like Perplexity that I think it's Dick uses, you can say create a document, create an article in Word, and it will create it in Word as a Word document.
Yeah.
Not in Word, but as a Word document. Okay, I started Microsoft. The best free, good, genuinely useful Windows 11 apps. This is from our friend Bob. Bob, you still on?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Did you know that I was going to do this? Did you
No,
look
I
at the
didn't.
list? All right. So this, what he's saying here is the best free, good, and generally useful Windows 11 apps. And let's clear something up right away. The free software can mean truly helpful, barely usable, unless you pay, or a sneaky mess packed with ads and data collection. And this is an article about truly helpful ones. Everyday productivity and system helpers. He's got Microsoft PowerToys, and that leads us into an ad for right after the Windows SIG today. Drew is going to talk about one of the PowerToys and maybe more, but he's going to demonstrate one of the PowerToys, and it's called a Zoom It, which zooms in on the page. I've tried to play with it, but I can't ever remember all of the keystrokes to make it work, so I don't use it. But he's going to talk about one of the PowerToys. Everything is one that I use.
And many others.
Yeah, I've done a video on it, and I'm sure a lot of other people have as well. WinDirStat, running out of disk space, and don't know why. WinDirStat shows you exactly what's taking up room visually. And this turns disk cleanup from guesswork into common sense, and he gives a link to it. Revo uninstaller, and again, he's got a link to it, and it's perfect for removing stubborn software or old trials. And then organization without tab chaos. Somebody's speaking. If you would mute yourself, I'd appreciate it. Ferdium, if your browser has 27 open tabs for email, messaging, and work tools, Ferdium puts them all in one tidy place. It supports the most popular web services and keeps them organized without browser clutter. Great for folks who live online and hate tab overload. And it's a download, it's something you install. And creativity, writing, and media, Shotcut. It's a full-featured video editor that generally free, no watermarks, no locked features, and no subscriptions. It supports multiple video tracks, common video formats, YouTube-friendly exports, and even 4K if your system can handle it. It's one of the best free video editors out there. And there's a link to that. Focusrite does one thing extremely well. It gets everything else out of your way. No matter what, no pop-ups, no distractions, just a clean screen and your words. Perfect
Something
for
you
writing.
might want to try, Hewie, because it does give you a clean when you're viewing. It gets rid of all the garbage.
So this is it. And oh, you got to download it. Okay, so it's an install. Okay. And all of these tools are safe when downloaded from the links above. And Bob said you don't need dozens of apps. You don't need subscriptions for everything, and you don't need cleanup tools that create more problems than they solve. I've been saying that for years. A small set of good free tools can make Windows 11 faster, cleaner, and far more enjoyable to use in 2025. And he created the prompt. ChatGPT created the information. So thanks, Bob. That was a good article. And for those of you who don't follow Bob, you might want to go to his blog, and he has various articles here. So you might want to take a look at them. He does a lot of videos as well.
Thanks for the plug.
You're welcome. Thank you for doing all of those. Okay, so we're here. Whoops. There we go. Okay, the next article. The best free, good, and generally useful. That's the one we just did. Microsoft Excel Copilot Beginner Guide to Cleaning Data and Analysis. So if you're a Excel user and you want to use Copilot with it, by all means, this is an article for you. I'm not going to go through it because a lot of you don't use Copilot, or a lot of you don't use Excel. But there's an article for you if you do. 200 Windows problems fix commands. Well, let's see what this brings us. It's a PDF, and I think what I did somewhere along the line, I created I told Snagit to make it text, and I actually made it into a text file for me. But system repair and health, you saw some of those things like shutdown and so on. If you got network problems, so this is more things that you can do with the command line that I showed you. And these are all different things that you can do with that. There's 200 of them. These are like old DOS commands that you just do as a command line. Okay, so that's that article. I use these 5 Microsoft 365 Power features every day. Let's see what he uses. F9. The Microsoft search box. That's the box that we've been using down here at the bottom. If you use the Control F keyboard shortcut to find things in your Microsoft 365 apps, you may have never touched the Microsoft search box. If you haven't, you're missing out. That's because Microsoft search box can do much more than just search within your apps. Even before you type anything into the box, just by clicking it will bring up some useful suggestions. So if we just click this, it brings up a whole bunch of suggestions or things that I've looked for, or I have used. By typing in the box, you can search for specific actions and run them with a single click. If you use the shortcut Alt-Q, to quickly access the Microsoft search box. Once you've started using it, you may never want to go back. So if I hit Alt Q, nothing's happening. I guess if you're once you're started using it, so I'm not sure.
If I hit Alt Q, I get a pop-up that says leave meeting or cancel.
Oh, okay. And I'm not getting anything. So it's being used by something else as well. Okay, how to create quick parts in Word. So there's a whole bunch of things here that you might want to look at and learn
If
how
you
to
use
save
the
some time.
Windows key and Q, do that instead, would you?
Well, I'm not, let's see, let me minimize this. Windows Q,
Yeah.
I'm not getting anything.
Well, that brings it up for me. Now you're
Well,
sharing your screen.
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen, so that's probably why. Okay, so we need to get back here. Yeah. So it's a Zoom. Zoom is keeping me from being able to do it because I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah, but it's
How
the
to create
Windows
my
key and Q.
how to create my templates in Outlook for those of you who use Outlook, Excel Power Query, how to look for something, get data. Let's see, Outlook, quick steps, Office clipboard. I use Snagit, so I don't use the clipboard within Microsoft's. Make the most of these 365 power features. There are many 365 apps, and each one is packed with features. So most inevitable, you'll overlook some features of each app. If you're not using any of the Microsoft 365 power features listed above, you should definitely give them a try. If you could save, it could save you a significant amount of time. Okay. And speaking of time, and we're doing good. How I use OneDrive. And I know a lot of you have issues with OneDrive, and some of you use it but don't know what it's doing, and others just don't use it or don't want to use it. Have you ever struggled to keep your files organized across multiple devices? Well, if you use OneDrive, you can do that, and this is how to get started with it. Setting up file backups and syncing, how to use Microsoft OneDrive in 2026, organizing, managing, and sharing files. So maximizing OneDrive's features. Remember, OneDrive is Microsoft storage in the cloud. So by saving something out there, no matter what device you're using, you can sign into your OneDrive and have access to those files. The free version of OneDrive provides 5 gigabytes of storage, which is sufficient for basic file storage needs. However, if you require more space, Microsoft offers paid plans with expanded storage options. These upgrades also unlock premium features such as advanced sharing controls, enhanced security measures, and additional tools for productivity. Paid plans cater to users with more demanding requirements, making them ideal for professionals, families, and anyone managing large volumes of data. So if you're a Microsoft 365 subscriber, in other words, the Microsoft Office, you get a terabyte of space on OneDrive, which is considerably larger than 5 gigabytes. Okay. And five common home networking mistakes even enthusiasts make. And F9 again. Setting up a home network can be boring or nerve-wracking, depending upon which route you take. If you let your ISP handle the setup and don't change a thing, it's mostly frictionless. Enthusiasts, however, prefer much more control and privacy over their network, not to mention greater performance that comes with it. That said, aftermarket gear alone doesn't guarantee a seamless, low latency connection across your networking stack. Even experienced users aren't immune to common mistakes that can easily kneecap the fastest internet plans. From planning to execution and maintenance, there's a lot you might overlook. So, not planning enough. You need to do it only once. So it will go through and give you some suggestions for that. Neglecting the Ethernet cables. It's a costly mistake. Ignoring the type and quality of Ethernet cables might still work for the average user, but it could spell doom if you're serious about your home network. Considering the average internet speeds in 2026, older Cat 5 or Cat 5e cables will be fine for most people, even if they fail to inspect them after moving into new property. For enthusiasts, though, a new cable can run in a new house without saying, and you can still run into common mistakes. Longer runs than what the cable supports, tight bends, and cheap connectors used for termination. And the CCA cables for PoE runs are some critical mistakes that even experienced users can make. So that's if you're running cables and so on. I'm not going to get into that. Never revisiting the network after your initial setup. So you might want to take a look at some of your settings, especially in your modem router or just your router. Wasting money on high-end hardware before optimizing what you have. You may not have to buy better equipment if you optimize what you have. And then sticking with the default DNS servers and Wi-Fi channels, it can happen to the best of us. There's some things that you can do. So make sure you're not self-sabotaging your home network. So you might not be new to home networking, but that doesn't mean you're immune to common mistakes. Okay, and let's see. Best of CES awards. Okay, let's take a few minutes and go through a few of these. We talked about it, I believe, last month, but let's go ahead and look at some of the things that they found. Let me F9. So here are some, this was the overall winner. It's the Galaxy Z Trifold. That'll be out sometime later this month. You'll be able to buy it. It's going to run around $3,000, but it's the size of an iPad when it's fully opened. So you can have both a pad, a tablet, and a phone in one device. And let's see, and you can read more about it there. Best Tech Age, or Best Age Tech, iGuard small stove shutoff helps older adults live safely at home for as long as they can. This new version of the device uses radar to tell you when a person is in the kitchen and has a configurable 5-minute grace period. And also report to a caregiver app if your loved one doesn't show up in the kitchen to make breakfast as usual. And the winner of this is the Tombot Jenny, which is much larger than the ones you see on Temu, but it actually does things and is the tail wags and it does a few other things. It doesn't do a lot and it's fairly expensive, but it is nice for some seniors and people who want to have a pet but don't want to have a pet because they make messes and they eat and they have to go to the vet and everything. This one won't do that. I can't remember what the cost is, but it's $100 and some odd dollars. It's not cheap. NVIDIA Rubin, once again, the talk of CES, and the biggest announcement by the world's most profitable company is the Rubin AI platform. NVIDIA's 6 new Rubin chips work together to reduce the cost of data processed by AI. Now, most of you aren't going to be involved in buying equipment like that. Lenovo Qira, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. It's their answer to Apple's Intelligence, a hybrid AI assistant that uses a mix of on-device processing and cloud-based models for powerful personalized assistant. It's available anywhere, even as you switch from the phone in your pocket to the laptop or tablet in your hand. Okay, the Pebble Index 01. This is a AI wearable, brings back to basics. You can record quick notes throughout your day by clicking on the button and speaking into the ring. Then an LLM is on the app will process what you said for easy access and even take actions for you. And I'm interested in this. I don't know how much it's going to be. I know it was one of those Indiegogos or one of those. And I signed up for it. I'm not sure whether I'm going to actually get it or not because I found some software now that I may do a video on pretty soon called Todoist, and not to-do list, but Todoist. And it may do what this does through my phone. So I may do this. Best audio, XM's Sycamore and loudspeaker chip. It's a chip. As smart glasses become more mainstream, they require an audio chip that's as advanced as their AI features. Based on CNET's tests, this loudspeaker chip drives a high fidelity listening experience at 1 millimeter thin, and it allows for thinner and lighter designs that no doubt boost adoption. I know, Steve, you're into sound. I don't know if this is something you've checked into, but it's something brand new. LG H7 Flex Connect soundbar, and it's supposed to be really good. Best deep computing tech, Qualcomm Snapdragon X2 Plus, and that's a laptop processor family. And the AMD Ryzen AI Max Plus 392 and 388. And Intel's Core Ultra 300 Panther Lake. Best energy tech, Jackery Solar Mars Bot. Can follow you around like a puppy, but its real job is to follow the sun, collecting energy with its retractable 300-watt solar panels. The idea is that this autonomous bot can always find the sun and then bring you the power when you need it. Willow, after developing a line-free wireless power for 2 years, Willow demonstrated the ability to deliver power over the air for multiple devices simultaneously. Superheat, a water heater that automatically generates Bitcoin with daily use. It uses excess heat generated from Bitcoin mining to heat running water. Best future tech, Lego Smart Play System, a single 2x4 Lego brick filled with light, sound, and proximity sensors to ensure new ways to play. This little block and tinier snap-on tab that gives you instructions can drive anything from lightsaber duels to board games. It adds colors and sound effects based on what you build and how you play. And it doesn't record swear words when you step on it in the middle of the night. How am I doing time-wise? Got about 5 more minutes. Ixana YR is a chip that sends data through a hyperlocal field generated by your body. This alternative to Bluetooth and Wi-Fi is still a concept. Okay, so nothing to worry about here. And then it's some gaming stuff that since I don't do much with gaming, if you do, you can go back and take a look at these. Best kitchen tech, cold brew, compact combination of portable coffee grinder and brewer. This cleverly designed cold brew slots into its own insulated bottle. I'm going to try to turn off the F9 and see if it's showing pictures of these. I got a feeling it might be. No, here's the kitchen. No, there's the Lenovo rollabout. No, that's not what we were talking about.
Huey, go back down. That's it. You just missed
Okay.
E-cold
Yeah,
brew on
smart
the
up.
left.
Yeah, the cold brew is here. And let me there we go. Close this. So the cold brew, and then the ultrasonic chef's knife. Can you believe a knife using technology? It vibrates at about 30,000 times per second. The knife's movement is so subtle you can't see or hear it, but you will notice how it glides through food. And then the ASO Smart AI Smart Oven. This compact cooker uses a camera above and a scale below to ID food type and size, and then it deploys a precise cooking program pulled up from a deep AI algorithm. Oh gosh, can't believe somebody's come up with some of these things. And there's some laptops. Best mobile tech, that's the Galaxy trifold there. Motorola has also got a double fold, and OSnap Macan is a Bluetooth controller with a slide out plate to mount on the side of your iPhone. Oh, that's the one that gives you either a game or a keyboard. This one I think is the game one. Best parent tech, Earflow, designed to look and work like a sippy cup, forms a small mask to seal your child's nose. With each swallow, air flows through the nose, creating pressure that helps release something. So, Lego Smart Play System we just mentioned, and the Coro feels like a product that should have existed for years, and I'm not sure what it does. Best tech, pet tech, a pet door that uses ultra wideband technology to detect how close your dog is to the door. That lets you customize how close your dog needs to be before the door opens. And then the Satellite Collar Go, let's see, not sure what it does. And the Pet Kit Yum Share Daily Feast. One of the devices debuting is an automatic wet cat food feeder. The unit can dispense scheduled meals over 7 days. Best robot, and we're all going to own robots somewheres down the road. And then there's the Boston Dynamics Atlas, the Jackery Solar Mars bot that we probably aren't going to own. And then the robot Robo Turtle, a swimming robot designed for environmental research. Home tech, Saros rover can traverse the biggest obstacle for robot vacuums. And then the lock-in, that's my phone. Sorry about that. Lock-in V7 Max. Instead of using a removable battery, the V7 uses the lock-in Aura charge, an external device that you plug in approximately 4 meters away. And then RoboTin R2 is a robo vacuum. Best startup, the Pebble 2 Duo, which is the new Pebble watch. And Allergen Alert, a French startup, has created a $200 portable device to test food to see if you're allergic to that food. And Nerva AI jewelry, designed to continuously learn from your real world behavior by recording your audio throughout the day. From these recordings, it offers advice. Well, I don't know, that kind of invasive, I would think. So on that note, I am going to stop the share. And are there any comments? Well, there's some interesting things that are available, but I don't know whether I want any or all of them. I don't think I want something that record everything I say all day long, especially when I talk to myself. Any final comments from anybody before what we're going to do is we're going to stop this portion, and I'll stop the recording, and then we will start with Drew and the CFCS. He's going to talk about a power toy called Zoom It and some other tools. Di, you have your hand up.
I just wanted to say I tried the coloring book thing in Paint, and I put the word coloring book in the prompt, and it did give me pictures.
Okay. I knew there was a way to do it, but I just didn't remember what it was. Good. Elva, you have your hand up.
Yes, I was wondering, when my system may back up Google Docs to OneDrive, does it automatically convert that to a Word or a plain text document? Like
No,
if I try to back up a Word document to Google Drive, it converts it to a doc.
Yeah, no, it doesn't do any converting. You would have to do that manually, I believe.
But I don't want it to convert it if I'm saving it to Microsoft.
Okay. Well, then it does not. It's a backup of the file, a duplicate of the file.
My other question was, I just asked AI, what's the difference between markup language and markdown language? And what was the answer? Said that, I mean, I know what markup is because I used to do some HTML programming, but I didn't know what markdown.
Markdown is a relatively new format that's been around for a few years. And a lot of the note-taking apps and websites are using Markdown formatting codes. So instead of HTML, or let's say you want to bold some text, you would put 2 asterisks in front of it and 2 asterisks after it, and it bolds everything in the middle. When you're using a Markdown editor, you don't have to remember that. You just highlight the text you want to bold, and you click the bold icon, and it puts the asterisks in for you. But that's Markdown text.
Yeah, it said Markdown was kind of a subset of simpler HTML or markup.
Yeah, it's a lot simpler.
Okay.
Yeah, I've often seen the double asterisks around text and always wondered why that was there. All right, that's interesting to know. Kathleen, your hand is up.
Yes, I'm almost embarrassed to ask this, but I'm not familiar with blogs, and I've tried various times to get into Bob's blog, and I put some questions in the chat, and I'm still sort of saying, oh, I'd like to do this, but what is a blog, and where do I go, and how did I mess up on it? So
a blog is an article that someone writes and puts on a website. That's all. It's an opinion. It's a Like in a newspaper, it would be uh, an article that someone wrote, and it keeps track of all of their articles in one area, all of their articles, usually.
Okay.
And so Bob's articles are, he keeps them as blogs, and you can go and look at them.
I have
Sure.
trouble signing up to the blog. I'm much more familiar with newspaper articles. So anyway, but he can probably direct me from my question. So thank you.
Okay, this has been the Central Florida Computer Society and the Sarasota Technology User Group, WinSIG, for Sunday, February 8th, 2026. We do this every month. Come visit us next month and check out the past WinSIGs on YouTube. I'm Hewie Poplock. Thanks for joining.